Why do I do this? Why do I do things like this? Oh, I'm gonna butcher this, but I said yeah. See the loophole? See how my brain's working? That kind of seemed like a date. In the For Strength of Youth pamphlet that I got for him, I had gone to the section about dating. It's like I'm gonna cry. That would be ridiculous. So are we breaking up? Anyway. I broke up with someone for no good reason. And actually that's not necessarily true, but we're gonna get into it today. Welcome back to the Storytelling Experiment. My name is Ilah. Thanks for being here. Real life rough takes, better stories ahead. I lived in Joplin, Missouri, and here's the thing about me. If you don't know, I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I fully believe that Jesus is my savior. I was the typical Mormon girl, if you will. I really fully believed everything, and I still do. Okay, I still do. Anywho, at this period of time in my life, it was my first year of high school in the Midwest. I was still living in Joplin, Missouri at the time. So I was 14. And I was in band. I played the flute. Okay. And was I the most amazing flautist ever? No. In fact, I think I was second to last chair or something. It's fine. It's fine. In my high school, I was a Joplin Eagle. Go Joplin. We went to these band competitions and we had to learn this marching band field show. We would play at the football games and whatever. And it was actually really fun. I'm not a big band nerd, if you will, and that's not being mean. People in band, people call it band nerds, and I don't think that that's a derogatory or rude term. We classify ourselves as that. But I did like playing music. I enjoyed the field shows, and the people in band were generally fun. I believe this was for the homecoming dance. There was this boy in band who played, I'm going to butcher this. It was some kind of saxophone, but it was a really big saxophone. I need to look this up because what is it called? Extra large saxophone? ? A contrabass or a subcontrabass are the largest playable saxophones. So I'm pretty sure that he played the contrabass. Oh, I need a name for him too. Let's call him Jimmy. He was short. So I feel like the instrument, it wasn't as tall as him. That would be ridiculous. But it was pretty big. At the time, I was 5'6", and I think that he was probably 5'5". He might have been shorter than me. Whatever. So Jimmy had an interest in me, I guess. Me being a good little Mormon girl, I was well, I can't go on dates with you because that's that's against the For Strength of Youth pamphlet, and they really advise against dating before you're 16. Again, this was back in 2013, 2014, and the For Strength of Youth pamphlet was much more specific with do's and don'ts. It's since changed. The guidelines are still there, but it's changed to where it's more intuitive and you're building your relationship with Christ. And so it's more you decide between you and God, what's right and what's not. And so there's not really the do's and don'ts that there was back when I was growing up and a teenager, which I think is great. Actually, I think relying on your own relationship and building that foundation yourself and figuring out what you think and feel is right. Well, not what you think and feel, figuring out what is right for yourself through God. Does that make sense? Anyway, for the Strength of Youth pamphlet was very outlined and specific with the do's and don'ts. There was a whole section on dating. It said, do not date before 16. When you start dating, go on group dates. Don't date the same person for extended periods of time. And just to protect you from making more serious sexual sin mistakes and whatever. It's not my place to figure things out for other people. Just for me, that's what I did and how I handled it and how it, yeah. My parents met and started dating when they were young. So really, I think it can work out. It's just I feel like I'm getting off on a tangent. Anyway, so this guy asked me to go on a date and I was well, I can't really go on a date, but if we meet up with friends, then, it sounds great. So we would go to the mall. I'm losing my voice, sorry. We would go to our mall and meet up with our friends and whatever. And we would walk around the mall, eat and have food, whatever. And it was a fun, good time. Jimmy and I would eventually separate from the group and just hang out, the two of us. One time when we were at the mall, he held my hand and I remember our hands getting so sweaty multiple times we would have to let go and wipe it on our pants and then we'd hold hands again. I feel that is just quintessential early romantic relationships. When you're middle school, early high school, when you're just figuring out how to be in relationships, yeah, you'd hold hands, it gets too sweaty, you hold hands again. And it was fun. he would get food for me at the mall and we'd hang out with our friends still. But it was kind of like dating. Like, I feel like for me, this was like a loophole and I felt a little bit uncomfortable about it, but I still did it. Anywho, homecoming is coming up. He asks me to go to homecoming, which is so sweet. I say yes. And here is why I say yes, even though at this time in my life, I should have said no because of what I was being taught and my own beliefs and what my parents wanted me to do and all this stuff. But I said yes because we had a marching band competition on the same day and we were not going to be back from that marching band competition in time for homecoming. I was like, oh yeah, sure. But really it's just us going to this band competition with every other band member. So not really a date. Okay. See the loophole, see how my brain's working. So we kind of became this couple. I think he even asked me to be his girlfriend. I don't remember the specifics around that. And again, I think I said yes because at this point I had like kind of gone around the rules so much that it was just like this slope where I was his girlfriend and he was my boyfriend and whatever. It didn't last long though because for Christmas I got him a present because I was starting to feel so guilty. Oh, back up. Beep, beep, beep. This band competition that was the same time as homecoming ended up getting canceled because of severe weather. If you don't know, the Midwest is kind of known for bad weather, tornadoes and hailstorms. So we get back early from this competition because it had started downpouring and everyone's like, oh, we have time to go to homecoming. Like, let's go change, get ready, whatever. And my little group of friends that I was with and Jimmy, we were like, I don't really want to go to homecoming. Like, it's kind of already late. I don't want to go get dressed. Like, I didn't even get a dress, that type of thing. So we decided to go bowling instead. I told my dad, I was like, hey, I'm going bowling with some friends. And then I told my dad, I was like, pick me up at 11 from such and such bowling alley. Yeah. So we go bowling and it was actually really fun. It was me and Jimmy and this girl and this other guy. Like, I can picture them in my head, but I don't remember their names. Well, I remember the girl's name because we were friends, but I don't remember the other guy's name. We do our bowling thing. I think I got like the worst score ever, like a 75 or something. Like, it was so bad. Then my dad texts me and he's like, hey, I'm here, come on out. And so Jimmy walks me out of the bowling alley and he gives me like a hug. I give him a hug and then I go and get in the car with my dad. And I just remember my dad looking at me and being like, that kind of seemed like a date. I was like, no, like playing it off. It's like, no, there was other people. It was just friends. Like, he's one of my friends. And then my dad just dropped it because like I'm a pretty trustworthy person, but also like sneaky, not sneaky where anything like necessarily bad happens. Like, I'm not crazy. I wasn't like a wild child. Okay. We weren't kissing. We weren't touching really other than just like our sweaty handholds and like quick hugs. So it was fine. But yeah, I just remember playing it off to my dad and I think he believed me. And if he didn't, he just dropped it. So thanks, Dad. Now this had gone on for a couple of months and it was around Christmas time and I was starting to feel like really guilty. Again, like I said, this is not something that I was supposed to be doing. I get a new For Strength Youth pamphlet. I get fuzzy socks and I get Jimmy's favorite candy bar. And I was going to be leaving over Christmas break to go spend time with my family in Utah. So I give him his present early and he says thanks and whatever. And I don't remember if he got me anything or not. If he did, great. And if he did not, like, honestly, it did not matter because here's what happened. In the For Strength of Youth pamphlet that I got for him, I had gone to the section about dating. Oh, my voice again. I feel it sounds like I'm gonna cry. I'm really not. I had gone to the section about dating in the For Strength of Youth and I had bookmarked like little, what's it called when you do the corner of the page down, left a little ear in it, or I don't remember what that's called. And I had circled a little section in the dating part that said you should not date before you're 16. And I gave this to him with the socks and the candy bar. That was the extent of it. I don't even think I wrote him a note or anything. I just gave him this stuff and he didn't like look at the For Strength Youth pamphlet because it was like I had wrapped it until later. And so I was in Utah with my family and I get a text from him and he's like, so are we breaking up? Gosh, you guys, why do I do this? Why do I do things like this? And I texted him back and I was like, yeah, I really shouldn't be dating, which is true, you guys, because of how I handle this situation, like so immature. Oh my gosh. Why could I not have a conversation with him about this? Yeah, very immature. We broke up over a For Strength of Youth pamphlet and then over text really, but that's so embarrassing for me. Why do I do things like this? I look back on it now and I'm like, he was so nice to me. even afterwards, like, we were still, like, friendly. It wasn't, like, it was awkward, a little uncomfortable, and I'm sure that he told people, like, look at what this girl gave me. So weird. Mormons are weird. I definitely don't think I set a good example for members of my church in that moment, but that's okay. It's okay. You live and you learn. Have you ever broken up with someone in a really horrible way? Let me know, because I can't be the only one who's done this, right? I mean, I probably am the only one who's broken up with someone through a For Strength of Youth pamphlet, but I can't be the only one who's broken up with someone in a strange way. It can't be. So let me know your stories. Thanks for sticking around for the storytelling experiment. I will see you guys next time. Real life rough takes, better stories ahead. Bye. See ya.